It shouldn't be SBIT, typo, SBIR, STTR grants. I love this program, but it's not a finish, it's a start. Get in, utilize the resources as best you can, and get out. Don't become a grant writing shop. Writing grants is what universities and colleges do. Commercialize your technology, find a customer, find an investor. Sometimes it's easier to find a customer than an investor. So to me, use this as the first step or the second step on the rung of the ladder to where you want to go. It's not a finish. The IPOs, the reverse mergers in the pipe. Anybody here ever heard of a reverse merger? There's an awful lot of publicly traded companies in this country that have no operations. They are just shell corporations that have either died, and some lawyer or law firm has kept the company's filings with the SEC afloat, or they've set up shell companies, gone public with them, have no operations, raise no money, but they do maintain the SEC filings. And it's a very cheap and easy way to reverse into the public markets. Instead of going the IPO route, you buy one of these shells. The New York Stock Exchange did it. Nucor Steel did it. Fredericks of Hollywood did it. So lots of famous companies have gone public through a reverse merger and did not have to pay the initial public offering fees that you see with most IPOs. The problem is you don't have a banker, and the banker's the one who makes the book. And the banker's the one who sets up the analyst phone calls and guides you through the process. If you do a reverse merger, you have to do all that yourself, but you do save a ton of money. I'm an operational CFO. So to me, I'm the one who hires and fires. I'm the one who helps you grow your business. I'm the one who helps you price your product. I'm the one who helps you go to market. I'm the one who will stand up in front of a room full of analysts and defend you. I know what it's like to commercialize technology, but I'm an idiot. I keep taking the money. So it's the money that's going to cause you to grow if you really believe in your technology. And after having raised about $300 million, I know what I'm speaking about. And it sounds a bit ruthless. Well, it is. I mean, life's a contact sport, and business is about as contact as you can get. So if this was easy, everybody would do it. This is hard for a reason, because the rewards are so great at the end. It's not easy. It really isn't. It's a tough, tough road. But again, the rewards are so great at the end that we all try it at some point. Early stage deals in this country this year are going to surpass $10 billion in funds raised. It's unprecedented. I think it's actually going to be higher, to be honest with you. Typically right now, early stage companies are raising between $850K and $2.1 million per deal. Again, that's 2 times what it was just 6 years ago. That's how much money is in the private markets right now. So if you look at this chart, I've charted 2008 to 2018. 2018 is only half reported. So if you looked at the blue bar, you're looking at the value of the deals. So double it. This year is going to be an absolutely staggering year. The number of deals in this country right now is 4,000 after 6 months worth of data. We're looking at maybe 8,000 deals by the end of the year. I think it's going to be north of that. I think activities picks up in the fall. But you're clearly looking at something that's going to be over $100 billion in funds raised. When I was young and just starting to cut my teeth in business, we had roughly 500 IPOs a year. That's what kept our capital markets going. Today we're looking at something around 175, 150 to 175. When you look at the number of publicly traded companies in the United States, there was a point in time, I think I show 8,100 here at its peak in the mid-90s during the tech bubble. It was actually closer to 9,000. It depends on where you're pulling your data from. I happen to pull this data from the World Bank. The World Bank also says there's 4,300 publicly traded companies, but if you actually look on the big exchanges of US-based companies, not foreign companies listed in the US, but US-based companies, there's 3,800. So the markets have fallen from about 9,000 down to 3,800 in our lifetime, last 15 years. It's because private equity has jumped in. Going IPO is too expensive. Going IPO is too hard. Dealing with the SEC is an absolute pain in the ass. It absolutely behooves you as you grow to look at the private equity markets. You can, typically these guys are in these deals for anywhere between 3 and 7 years. Used to be 5 to 7, but now a lot of deals are being flipped because there's too much money chasing too few deals. So valuations are getting really, really sick. It's because of how much money is sitting out there in the private markets right now. And you never need to go public. These guys will hold you for 3 years. They're going to sell you to another private equity guy. Now, if you continue to perform and do a good job, you get to keep your job and you own a piece of the company. That's great. You never have to go public to have access to capital to continue to fuel your growth. And I absolutely love that model, by the way. I think the SEC, I think Sarbanes-Oxley, I think overregulation has screwed up our capital markets. So when you think about your 401k plan, or when you used to have a 401k plan, you used to have 9,000 companies to choose from to invest in. You have 3,800 today. We're at full employment. Unemployment in this country is what, 3.8%? Think of all the money being dumped into 3,800 companies. And what do we track in this country? We look at the Dow, the top 30. We might look at the S&P, the top 500. We're certainly not looking at company number 3,798. There's 30 million corporations in the United States right now, roughly. 30 million. It's only 315 million people. There's 30 million companies. Who's taking advantage and getting the returns? It's the private equity guys. Their returns now outstrip what's happening on Wall Street.